like sitting in a jungle, like literally taking notes. Pharmaceutical company, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
We know what they're doing.
I didn't think that Facebook would be interested in brain-computer interface.
But what actually made it viral?
I think because it's ethically questionable. Yo, I make this cure for cancer. Now you all know. If someone else
Just spread it, just throw it around.
who's going to pay for your 3D printers?
You know, I love it.
Everything is gray, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, it is so great. And
That,
yeah.
my friend, is your empathy.
Welcome to an episode on the Estelle Ingenuity Podcast. I'm Stephen Estelle, engineer, CEO, and founder of Estelle Ingenuity. In our episodes, we dive into different experiences from people who specialize in technology, entrepreneurship, and other necessary elements that will help you reach your full potential in these fields. We focus in on innovative devices that will be changing our society, stories from entrepreneurs and how they maneuver through the business landscape, and how these new technologies are being used in businesses to bring value to the world. From these stories, if you are inspired to develop your own inventions and prototypes, and you want to see your innovative ideas flourish, reach out to us at estelleingenuity.com for your prototyping needs, so together we can begin creating the new devices of the future. With that being said, enjoy the show, follow and subscribe to Estelle Ingenuity Podcast, and relish the wisdom from the topic you hear today. So the first thing is, I learned about this curve, and it's called the adoption curve. Mm-hmm. And essentially, it's like a bell curve. It just looks like a hill. Mm-hmm. And essentially, it's saying that when you introduce a new product to the market, you have this adoption curve where like the first 5% of the people that use it are like the first, like, oh, I'm interested in technology. They're like really into it. Mm. And then let's say like the next 10% is like, they're not the early adopters, but they're like, okay, I'm into the technology, but I'm not like reading magazines. Mm. And then like the middle, like 50% is just like the general person. And then like maybe the next one is like a small 15% who are maybe just not up to date on technology. Right. And then like the last like couple percent is like the laggers. Right. Let's say like people who are still using, let's say, old phones in the days of like 5G, you know, and they don't they don't have all that stuff. So there's like this adoption curve and introducing a new product. Taking that idea and how researchers are trying to implement ideas and new things. Let's go into the idea of introducing Neurolink with this adoption curve idea and the potential behind that. So first, I want to ask you, when it comes to Neurolink, when it becomes public, what do you think is going to be the initial reaction?
Considering the main media right now is social media.
Yeah.
Right? It's so fast. It's so easy. There's no, like editing process. Like back in the day when you want to have a press release in the newspaper, things like that. So nanotechnology or any company really producing technology device, whatever, and the means of communication that they use is only and the most efficient and the cheapest is social media.
That's true.
Right? Meaning that there should be like a whole new guidelines of addressing your bell, the adoption.
Adoption curve. Yeah.
Because considering they use social media, when the 15%, those, using telephones,
newspaper, I don't know.
they won't even be part of the population. They won't even be part of the recipients.
Yeah.
So I think at least my opinion, I would say like opinion, 2 cents, whatever. It's more of this is how inclusive communication works as well for your product, especially. Well, I know that Neurolink is it's a neurotechnology company, and they're addressing like mental health issues. Do they think the target audience, the target users, the patients, the mental health patients that have been diagnosed actually receive their message with the way they advertise or communicate their products?
So let me first give like a quick overview for individuals who are unaware of Neurolink. It's like a device that it's part of one of Elon Musk's company of implanting it in. It's like an implanted device that goes into the brain, which then allows communication of some sorts.
You're like allowing you to gain control over something, I think.
Yeah. So, and I think just from there, possibilities would it'll just grow from there once communication is connected.
I think they want like some like a microelectrodes or something implanted, and that can maybe, I don't know, they're trying to use it for training or for control.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, like at least in BCI, there are several functions. You want to use it for control, or you want to use it for communication, or you want to use it for like assistive, rehabilitative. Yeah, so many classifications of functions that you can use. But I actually haven't been updated about Neurolink, like what are they doing right now, because you know, like a couple of years ago they did this monkey videos and it went viral. So
I heard about it, but what actually made it viral?
I think because it's ethically questionable. Like using animals. One of them at least. That's what I'm aware of. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if that's still a thing or whether they have that ethics sorted out before making that video or anything like that.
Gotcha.
Because if it's in research institution, they have like a strict guideline, or at least like more established guideline for ethics when you're using animals or human subjects, right? So yeah, it seems like the way I see it, maybe I'm not the most informed in this trend, but the way I see it is, well, because of social media, the game is to get as viral as possible, as quick as possible, right?
Yeah.
However, how to measure impact with viral? What, like likes, repost, reshare? But the innovations or the product that you're trying to sell, trying to make, is for, let's say, clinical population. One of your end users or clinical population, the vulnerables population. Do you think the message gets to them?
How do you... I mean, I guess that's where it just comes down to...
How do you measure that with viral? With virality?
Yeah, when something becomes viral, it's like attention. But then, like you said, is it impactful attention? Or is it just like, you know, non-impactful? You're just watching your screen.
Well, what is the... If you are truly have the empathy for vulnerable populations with your innovation, then you probably want to go to communities of survival, communities of family caretaker, things like that. Because at least in Indonesia, it's a thing. For example, for stroke patients, they have like a community of stroke patients, stroke survivors, and the family taking care of them, because sometimes the patients cannot, function well, so the caretaker attend to educate themselves.
Yeah.
What's possible? Is there any studies that my significant other can, or my patient can attend? Things like that. So I would go to them first to introduce, hey, I have this. Do you think this will be useful for you? Or things like that. I don't know if they've done that homework yet or not. But I think, again, if you're addressing vulnerable community population, whatever you call it, first thing first is testing the water with them.
Right. You just can't be just out here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just like what you said, what you did, visiting a veterans hospital, talking about their day-to-day struggle, that's building up your empathy. And after your empathy is well built, you will take that into account when you're about to communicate something. Not the other way around. Go communicate first. Let's see how many likes I get.
Yeah.
You know?
So do you think people nowadays are too focused on getting viral instead of being impactful?
I don't know the stats.
Right.
But I'm just saying it's a shame. It's a shame. It's not, I'm trying to be like shaming. I'm not shaming
I get you.
But it's just like, are you sure you're the vulnerable community that we are all trying to, help? Getting what they need. At least getting the information that they need to know. Getting, because, for example, in stroke patients, you may get like a high sales of your product. You may get like tons of publications for your method for them. But you know what they want? The ability to lift a pinky gives them hopes, for example. From not being able to move at all. The ability after like 40 trainings, 40 weeks of training, things like that, they can do this. Like lift a pinky, or they can like grab their cup.
Yeah.
And next step is to take that cup to their mouth, which probably require another 40 weeks. But, that slow progress means a lot to them. Behind, lots of publications that you publish about this method, or behind the high sales. So I believe it will be important, whichever you are. Like from the two sides. If you're developing something, first thing is to go back and think about your end users. What make them happy? What's valuable for them? Because they're not just numbers. They're people.
I like this message because it seems like nowadays, because everybody wants quick results, I feel like people typically are trying to receive, viral because it provides overnight quick success, results, popularity, fame, whatever. One night you're nobody, the next night a million eyes are on you and they know who you are.
Also quickly get forgotten, to be honest.
Fair enough. It's overnight success, but you are gone in a snap.
Yeah.
But it does seem like more legitimate, I guess, success, when it's longer, patience, probably is more rooted in that impact. If you impact somebody on such a tremendous scale versus you got viral for something very silly, like, sure, the viral will probably get people interested in you and maybe look at you, but then they'll probably just see, okay, this is, I guess, meaningless.
But you get money, maybe. You get attention, maybe.
Yeah, that's so true.
I know, right? But this is
so true.
This is the tricky part. This is why it's so challenging to. I think biomedical innovation is a challenging. It's like not just biomedical, like pharmaceutical company. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
We know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, we know what they're doing. Yeah, they're out there. They're out there doing their thing, scheming. Exactly. Yeah, we know exactly what they're doing. Yeah.
Do we want we want this sector of biomedical devices, biomedical technologies, innovations, be like that.
I like the whispers. Yeah, I get you.
Let's not follow the
I get you.
toxic pattern.
I get you.
Shall we?
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, it's like, oh man, I found the cure for cancer. Did you now? Did you?
Exactly.
Interesting.
I think in this case we can actually use this vital. I think it's a matter of how you use it, because we can use this vital to be like, yo, I make this cure for cancer. Now you all know. If someone else
just spread it, just throw it around. Here's the paper. Here's the link. Send it to your mom.
So if someone tried to sell it to you, and it only takes me 50 cents. If someone tried to sell you 30 times higher,
right? Right.
I don't know. This is obviously just anecdote, but maybe if we can, use vital the right way. Maybe, I don't know. This is something that's an open question.
That's very interesting, though. I actually really like that. Okay, so let's say you genuinely want to help a community. Genuinely, so you're trying to create a device. You could use potentially getting viral as a way of
getting attention.
Yeah. Getting attention to the cause, to the purpose.
Yeah.
And just bringing awareness.
Exactly.
And then
that's how. Yeah.
So, I guess, just got to look at impactfulness and viralness just as a tool.
Exactly.
And just utilizing it. No, that's...
Everything is gray, isn't it?
Yeah, it is so gray. And it just comes down to the utilizer.
Yeah.
So, because, in that example, if somebody did find the cure for cancer or whatever, and
hey, everyone.
They're just
doing Instagram Live.
As soon as... Yeah, exactly. As soon as you find the cure for cancer, it's all right. I am spreading the word with that before whatever craziness happens.
Yeah.
So then, you can't stop something that's on the internet.
Oh, I think there is I don't remember the name. This guy invented something.
Did he make the
antibiotics now?
Was it AIDS or something, or
I don't remember.
There was a dude, I think he had the secret formula to AIDS or
either
HIV.
vaccines or drugs or whatever, and he actually protect that so that companies cannot make profit.
I think we're talking about the same guy. I think I know.
Yeah,
what
I
you're
don't
talking
remember.
about.
I completely forget his name or the products, but you can follow that kind of path.
So you protect it by patenting it and not selling out?
I think so. I don't see. This is something I need to Google.
And I gotta admit, you gotta be really strong.
Oh,
if you got the cure, for example, a cure for cancer.
Oh yeah.
And a pharmaceutical comes up, sends you an email, knocks on your door, and says, "Hey, we like what you got there, buddy. We would like to buy it from you. Put it on our shelf." $1 billion.
Well, yeah, that's the life. That's the life we're living.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm sorry to bring that up. Now everything sounds grim because I brought up a pharmaceutical company.
But it's the reality. I think it's good to know about. It's the reality. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a daughter of 2 pharmacists, by the way. So.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Was there ever any conflict in that kind of situation?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that would be.
Well, if there is, I wouldn't say it here.
Fair enough. That's a proper good call.
Exactly.
Good call.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's different to say now, sitting in this room to say if I made the cure for cancer, I'll give it away for free. It's easy to say that, but then once somebody throws you a check and you're like, man, you could really change your family. You could really change your personal...
Or stakeholders. I funded your research, and I want that $1 billion.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah. Ooh.
Right?
I didn't even think of stakeholders.
Stakeholders also present in, universities. I mean, yeah, like
Yeah.
academia.
I didn't even think of stakeholders.
Stakeholders' agenda.
So if you got like, for example, if you got a company and you have like, let's say you have 4 stakeholders and yourself, and let's say each stakeholder has 20%, and then you have that last 20%. If all 4 of those stakeholders want to sell, like, I mean, you got to do it.
Exactly. Stakeholders.
Sheesh.
Exactly.
I didn't even think of that.
Very difficult.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
The world that, you know, the established world that we are trying to run, our generation trying to run right now, is already like that, you know. So I don't know how to change it. I don't know the best way to eventually cure cancer, for example. It is an ongoing question, and at least, the very least that we can do is keep talking about it. So people don't forget. Keep talking about it. Keep mentioning it. Like, it could be better. It could be, or, you know, it could be more human. It could be cheaper. It could be more accessible.
Do you think a nonprofit would be a good route of like, well, like, I guess, I mean, if you're potentially in a company where it's supposedly not to make a profit and you make a device or a tool that helps.
Who's going to pay for your 3D printer, Steve?
You know, I love 3D printing,
Exactly.
but like, I mean, like, ultimately, I mean, you know, like the nonprofit who's trying to like really, I guess, help a community out. Like, I mean, I don't know the back corners and the, you know, what's in the dark closets of a profit, but surely, I mean, there's cancer research nonprofits, and surely things probably happened.
I do not know for sure for cancer, but I do know like nonprofits for other conditions. For example, I think I told you once about leprosy.
Yes.
Yeah, like leprosy, the effort to eradicate leprosy, because it's a middle-aged disease that's still going on in the world.
Can you actually briefly explain the connection between leprosy and then what you've seen and just everything, just really briefly?
Well, because so leprosy, again, it's a very ancient disease caused by like microbes, pathogens infecting your skin and everything, and it's just the patients usually get like physically deformed because of that infection if left untreated. And Indonesia is one of the country with, I think, number 3 highest. I think I need to double check, but you know, the fact that you're still on the list is already bad.
Yeah.
So, however, you can also see people who owns private jet in that country. So, meaning that leprosy patients are not wealthy. They're from like a lower income, living in, you know, bad environment, like dirty environment. So that's why the nonprofits trying to at least deliver access to them, because clearly, if there's a company selling something, they can't buy it. They're from, you know, they can't get treatment, they can't get diagnosed, but because it's so easy to see, it's so obvious that you get infected because you get physically deformed. So it's very like heartbreaking situations, and lots of them actually use that deformation to beg.
Okay.
So that's how bad it is. It's like not just health, it's also social, economic aspect to it. So that's why the nonprofit presents there. It's trying to get them access that they need.
It sounds pretty, I can see the large concern.
Yeah, but it's not anyone's priority since they're poor.
Dang.
I know.
So
it's really heartbreaking. It's a very, very heartbreaking situation. But that's another way nonprofits can actually help in medical. Because I think it's not just medical, it's social and economic problem. But it's a root. It's a root. Maybe we can't talk about cancer cure, because it's people's priority. It's the world priority. You see now why? It's a bit like a far stretch to see that rich people get cancer too. So
no, I get what you mean.
Right?
I get what you mean.
Whereas no rich people get leprosy. And also, it's not an apple to apple situation, but just to see you can't sell for conditions like that.
I get you. That's the world. That's the world.
Grimmer.
I get it. But no, I thank you for kind of like just spreading awareness on that.
Yeah, that's the least we can do.
Yeah.
If you can't make something like huge, super significant, like tomorrow morning, every world problem will be solved as soon as you're waking up. Now, if you can't do that, don't stop talking about it.
Okay. No, I like that.
Yeah, don't stop talking about it.
So to finish off this episode, let me ask you just one last question, and it's just about I don't know, something that I just kind of a question that I like to ask people in general.
Okay.
So just thinking about the future of Earth and society and the planets. What is one thing that you want to see?
This is like Miss Universe, like world peace. No.
But it could be
genuinely.
Anything. Just one thing, anything. It could be just anything. What's one thing that you want to see happen?
Maybe just accessible world. Accessible as in, if someone gets sick, they have access to help. If you have like mental health problem, there's access to help. If you're hungry, there's access to food. In my ideal world, there's no war, but there's war. There's an access to a refuge. That's I think that. Access, because people been blocked from accessing basic rights in this world. So gaining access, really, it's if you do have access to get your basic needs, consider yourself very lucky. So
I like that one. That was actually really good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for saying that.
So, all right. I think I want to say thank you for everything. You actually gave some really good, thought-provoking conversations.
Thank you for having me.
So, with that,
it's an honor.
I appreciate it, and we will talk soon. That was the end of an episode of the Estelle Ingenuity Podcast. Hope you learned something new and innovative and were left inspired to go create and invent new ideas for the betterment of society. Make sure to follow and subscribe to the Estelle Ingenuity Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube for more stories and experiences from people in the field and to hear about new up-and-coming technology. Thank you for listening, and see you in the next podcast episode.